The streak continues. The stain remains.
The stain must remain.
The stain. Mate, what a performance!
And it's all thanks to that stain. I honestly, I am humbled that the stain is still on the shirt, and that is what has gifted us 3 points today, and that performance as well.
Brains loves the stain. The brain loves the stain.
What an absolute performance, though. How incredible was that?
Yeah, I mean, what were you thinking after 12 minutes and we're 1-0 down and, things maybe aren't going our way? Were you still confident we could turn it around, or were you starting to think maybe we shouldn't have been so optimistic?
So I'll tell you what, once it went 1-0 down with James Ward-Prowse, obviously you're like, oh, here we go. And I literally, Bobby Kay was sitting in front of me and the Scotland Yard was packed. And I sat to Bobby and I was saying, now we see how lucky this shirt is. And as I said that, Sessegnon put a header in the back of the net. I was like, oh, okay. And then obviously from then on in, and do you know what? What I loved about this performance is after going 1-0, the heads didn't drop. And that performance was that was a stellar performance. And I think Kane and Son were the worst two players on the pitch, in all honesty. I think they had literally, and I mean, they had an off day. They had an off day, but the thing is, if that's what we're going to play like when they have an off day, imagine how fantastic we're going to be when they're back on fire.
Yeah, is that a good thing, Brian? Like, because we didn't seem to need them. We didn't see, we weren't so predictable today.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's the thing. And before people start going, oh my God, Brian, you don't know what you're talking about. Kane weren't that bad. So I don't mean they were literally. It was just their off games. They weren't at their normal standard. But yeah, that's got brains. You look at it, mate, and I mean Harry Kane's passing, his radar seemed completely off today at times when it was needed. But when you got Southampton players scoring own goals like that, who needs Harry Kane playing the ball? But yeah, I mean it can only be a good thing, because we need to find other ways to win when they're not on their A game. And Kulusevski was most certainly on his A game, and so were other players.
Put an extra syllable in there, Kulusevski.
Yeah, I think we need to, mate. I think we need to, mate. I mean, I'm just absolutely delighted with how we performed. And do you know what? It was just like, let's score more than Arsenal did, just so we can go above them and put them back in their box after 24 hours. And we've done that.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've done that.
In terms of the wing backs today, goal for Sessegnon, 2 assists for Emerson, 2 players who've come under quite a bit of criticism over the past few months, especially Emerson.
I'm standing right here.
What do you have to say about that?
Well, what I do have to say about that is when I've been on your shows or any other shows, I've always backed Sessegnon. I said I think there's a player there, and you've heard me say it when I said I think that he's a better wing back than Reguilon is. And today, man, he looked like a man possessed, didn't he?
He proved it.
He really did. Where last season he was getting forwards, but he didn't really create, and he stopped and started. He literally, what a man possessed. And like you said, Royale, I think Royaldinho, I'm calling it. Do you see the flicks and the fade passes he was putting on? Whether they were intentional or not, we don't know. But mate, I think there might be a drug test inquiry for a few of our players, because they look like they're on another planet today compared to last season.
Do you think that's a result of the fact that now we have stacks of players in positions, and now there's a war for the spot?
What brains 100%, my man. I mean, the Perisic effect has been immediate with Sessegnon, hasn't it? And not just what he delivers on the pitch, the stuff that he'll bring off the pitch. That team, and you even saw the bench we brought on. It's astonishing. It was astonishing today. I think Højbjerg was great. Bentancur. I mean, most of the team had a stellar performance, and you can't knock it. Listen, 4-1 on the first game of the season. All right, we didn't keep a clean sheet. But we all would have bitten our hand off. And how brilliant is it that Bob Spurs' scoreline finally came in when he's there? I've got
Brilliant.
little K, I've got little K with me.
How are you doing? You all right?
And then I've
Who's
got
your man
Big
of the
K,
match?
and I've got Bobby. Come on, man, I've got the K's with
Everyone
me.
in.
Got the K.
I don't know
Let's
who everyone's man.
bundle. Come on. There we go. Come on, just wait. Let me move this back. Come on,
Hey,
come on.
it's Bobby K. It's Bobby K. It's Bobby K.
Jesus, goddamn Christ.
No, Jesus, it's just the Kangs.
Okay, my God. Bloody hell, that was
DAGUL and the
thank
COYS.
thank you for the GBH and the eardrums. Thank you. Yeah. Back to you guys.
Love it, Brian. Who was your man of the match then today?
I'm going Kulusevski. I think he was just astonishing today. The way he took his goal as well. But going into Chelsea now, how much more confident are we going into Chelsea now with that? I mean, it was a performance to be proud of. It's a performance to build on.
It was a statement, wasn't it? It was a total statement.
The brains without a doubt. And I'll tell you what, mate, with a couple more additions now, with a couple more additions here and there, I'm not going to be one of those who are going, oh yeah, now we're winning the league, because we ain't. But my God, that's where everyone was saying, our Spurs going to mean business, our Spurs going to do anything. I think we've just laid down the biggest marker you could. And what a wonderful way to start the season.
Brian, is Kulusevski a better signing now than Diaz? Is that a fact now? Surely at this stage.
I think you've got to look at it that way. I mean, obviously Diaz came with this, and I'll be honest, and I didn't know a lot about. I knew a bit about Kulusevski. I knew nothing about Bentancur, but I loved what I saw from Luis Diaz. And if you said to me right now, if you said you can go back in time now and change the pair of them not a chance.
Not a chance.
Not a goddamn chance. This guy, he is just absolute class, and he's only going to get better under Conte. He's absolutely incredible.
Yeah, he's got
change
scoring bits on there. Like I genuinely see, you know, like we always talk about like Kane and Son for like Golden Boot, battling it out for Golden Boot. But I think there's nothing to say that Kulusevski couldn't. You know, with his obviously he's more of a creative and assist. I don't know. Like he scored like incredible goal for Sweden. You know, in the preseason, like
he did.
He was scoring really well. Like
the Norwich game, the end of last season, he scored a brilliant goal.
If he gets that confidence, I'm saying, like, and we start playing it the way like how we can and how we showed today, like I don't see any way that he doesn't pick up a couple of goals every other game.
I mean, he's got serious. I've always said he's got serious ability on that left foot, and I didn't criticize him, but I was always saying like we didn't really see that curler into the far corner until the Norwich game.
Yeah.
But I kept saying this guy has that in him, like to pick that out every time.
Shot.
Every time. And as soon as he starts banging them in, you're going to see it no more often than not. He curled one in against Norwich, and he did exactly the same today, didn't he, Brian?
Let me ask you this, Brian. Do you think?
Yep.
Do you think Richarlison steps in? I mean, like, do you think who does Richarlison come in, if any, in that front line? Do you think it's an easy in, or has he just got to wait?
That's not an easy in. I think he'll start off the bench against Chelsea. But again, look at the additions we brought on in this game. You bring on a Richarlison against Chelsea, and I mean, isn't it amazing how the pre-seasons we made look like they're Premier League fixtures and made hard work of it, and the first Premier League game we made look like an exhibition. It's ridiculous, but with the depth is there, and Richarlison to come on off the bench and just add to that depth and add to that. I mean, Basuma looked good everyone looked good when they came on.
Perisic looked great as well, yeah.
Oh, mate, but then listen, we've all been saying this. Perisic is, for me, he is still, and we would need to sign some hell of a player to top him as our top signing. He is just absolutely 100% pure class. Pure class.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with that.
Really agree. And I'm so happy he's part of that front three and part of the squad. Brian, lovely to see you, mate, as always. And keep that stain on that shirt for as long as possible.
I'm going to go home. I think I'm going to have to put this in the freezer and freeze it and only bring it out on match days. So, I have to find out. I'm going to have to find out something to do. Mate, literally, I doused it in deodorant all last night. Today I'm wearing Joop, so it's been sprayed with about half a litre of Joop. Now I'm going to have to get home and find another way. I'm looking for sponsors of deodorants and aftershaves. So any aftershave or deodorant company want to keep this. Exactly, the stain must remain, and I've got to keep this shirt under lock and key and stop Ilana getting from it. So it will be warm for Chelsea, trust me. And guys, listen.
I wonder what other powers it has, Brian. Is it just helping you out with Spurs, or is your whole life turned around since the stain?
I don't know, mate. Well, I start a new job tomorrow on Monday. Who knows? Maybe I should just wear it 24/7 for some stupid things that I'm capable of.
Like,
we'll see, but guys, honestly,
he really needs help. He's wearing the same clothes every day. Give him a promotion, Jesus.
Have you bought a lottery ticket since you started wearing the shirt, Brian? Maybe you should give that a go.
No, but I am buying one on the way home. Bayern won on the way home. And when I fly home for the Chelsea game in my private jet, I think you'll know how lucky it is.
Absolutely brilliant. Brian, always a
Guys,
pleasure,
listen,
mate.
love you loads. See you
Love you
later.
too,
Love
Brian.
to everyone in the box. See you later, people. Ta-da.
Take care, Brian.
See ya.
What a lad.
Nice one, love it. Absolutely, the stain must remain. Just watching the Chelsea-Everton game, there was a serious
horrible injury, yeah.
to Ben Godfrey, who was on the floor, who was getting
real
treatment
bad,
for
yeah.
over 10 minutes.
And it all came from
a
Pickford's mistake. Yeah.
Yeah. We've got it on here. So any goals, obviously, we keep you up to date. Mount just had a shot saved by Pickford. So it's still, nearly a goal there. For Chelsea, it's still 0-0 there after 18 minutes. But going to be a lot of first half stoppage time in that one. So we'll keep you up to date. Next guest we're going to have on the show is Dan at THFC. Let's get him on.
Dan the man.
Dan, how are we
How's it
doing
going,
today,
guys?
mate? You're looking happy, mate. How are
Doing
we doing?
good. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm on top of the world.
Give us your
playing
breakdown.
fantastic football.
Give us your breakdown, Dan. Give us it straight.